Hello friends, Intuitive Rene here, bringing you your Friday pick a card. Today, this pick a card is timeless, so it'll be relevant and appropriate to you no matter when it is that you watch it. As you can see, I have shuffled and laid out some cards, and I have also put on screen here what our theme is, what the question is, and what this particular pick a card is going to reveal for you. So as you can see, it's looking at our inner versus our outer reality and doing a check-in just to sort of try and see where are we at, what's going on in our lives, what are we manifesting, what are we doing, what are we dealing with, and what do we need to be aware of and focused on for now. So I have got a couple of questions that I have written down that we're going to work through, and to do that I'm going to use the tarot, and this is the tarot that I've got listed here. It is the awesome and it is the absolutely amazing, just want to see which way the box goes, Pam's Vintage Tarot. It is the bridge size, which is perfect for me. I love the bridge sized cards. Original art by Pamela Coleman Smith, who is just our awesome person. We just love the artwork that she's created. And then at the back here, I have got two oracle decks that I'm going to be working with. The first one, you may recognize it, is The Sacred Forest by Denise Lynn. Just trying to get it, there we go, that you can read the writing. Beautiful, beautiful deck indeed. And then at the back here is another gorgeous deck that I don't use very often, and I really should, because it absolutely is exquisite. And it is the beautiful Flower of Life by Denise Jarvie. Oh, I just realized I'm doing a Denise, the two Denises today. So the Flower of Life, Wisdom of Ashtar, really beautiful cards, beautiful messages, beautiful inspiration. So I'm sure we're going to get some amazing readings coming through for you today. And as I said, the theme of today, the whole kind of concept that we're looking at today is looking at your inner versus your outer reality, and just sort of seeing, are they aligned, are they helping each other out, are they conflicting with each other, what do we need to do to bring them into alignment so that we can have the best that we deserve and that we need and that we want. Okay. So if you are new to my channel, welcome. And for those of you who are Friday returners, thank you so much for returning, for your love and support. It really does mean the absolute world to me. All you have to do at this point, so as I said, I have shuffled and laid out the cards. This is going to be bundle 1, this is going to be bundle 2, and this is going to be bundle 3. So all you need to do is decide which of these 3 bundles has the message, the reading, the guidance, and the inspiration that you need in your life right now. So you can do that by just, if you always pick the same bundle, you can do that. If you want to use a pendulum, if you want to use the timestamps in the description box below to help you, or if you just want to allow yourself to be intuitively guided. With the Flower of Life cards, you can see they do have the Flower of Life symbol. This one's symbol is hiding, so it's a little bit lower. They're not all in the same place. So you could even let that be your guide. It is the gold symbol, the red symbol, and the hidden symbol. So if you want to use that to be your guide as to how to choose the bundle, you can indeed. And once you know which bundle you're going for, if you open up the description box of this particular video on YouTube, you will find the timestamps that will take you straight to that particular portion of the video so that you can get the message. And you may come back to this video as often as you like. You can, anytime you feel you want a reminder or you want to do an inner versus outer reality check-in, this video will be available, relevant and appropriate. So I'm going to stop babbling and I'm going to get straight into it. So we're going to start with bundle 1 and then obviously 2 and 3. And yeah, I look forward to connecting with you at your bundle. Hello and welcome to those of you who chose bundle 1 as the bundle that has the message, the reading, the guidance and the inspiration that you need in your life right now. Welcome. As you can see, I have laid out the cards. I have got them all face down on the table, ready to reveal their messages and ready to reveal the insight that we need today. So today we're looking at comparing, if I can say, looking to see what's going on with your inner versus your outer reality. Are they aligned? Are they on the same page? Are they working towards the same things? Or is there a little bit of conflict? So that's what we're looking at today. The cards or the decks that I'm using, I have put that in the intro. So if you are curious as to which cards I'm using, please do go back to the intro and you'll find all that information there. So this is the tarot that I'm working with today, and we have got 4 questions or 4 areas or 4 things that we want to get some insight on, and then we're going to have a look at the oracle cards as well. So we're going to start off straight away with the tarot, and the first question that we have is what are you unconsciously manifesting in your life right now? And I think it's important that we understand this. I think it's important that we know exactly what are we unconsciously manifesting, because I get a lot of clients who'll say to me, why is this happening? Why am I keep having repeated patterns or repeated messages, repeated stories, or repeated situations in their lives? And it's because you are unconsciously manifesting something. And if we are mindful or aware of what we are unconsciously manifesting, we can therefore consciously make some changes and consciously make some adjustments for our benefit. Okay, so let's turn it over and let's see what are you unconsciously manifesting in your life right now. And we have the beautiful Lovers card. How fabulous is that? That's a really nice manifestation. It really is. Just to explore the card a little bit. So it is about 2 people coming together. It's about 2 opposites coming together to form a whole. Okay, in the very old original days of tarot, the Lovers card was all about choice. There was normally 3 people depicted in the card, and it was about choosing between 2 people. Who were you going to go with? Were you going to go with that person or that person? What was the decisions? And it was about the choices, and it was about the consequences of those choices. So when I look at the Lovers card, I always remind myself of that. I always remind myself that as much as we do want love and we do want affection and we do want that kind of connection with another person, we've always got to remind ourselves, what is the consequence of that? Okay, because sometimes what the heart wants is different from what we should be having. So this is what you are unconsciously manifesting in your life right now, and it's maybe that you're seeking love. Okay, maybe you may be in a relationship, but how fulfilled are you? How happy and how content are you? How much passion is there in your relationship? And is this something that is what you are really looking to grow, expand, and to attract more of in your life? When we talk about attracting more of, if you are in a relationship, we're not talking about that you are unconsciously manifesting an affair. That's not what we're saying at all. But what we're saying is you're trying to bring a little bit of spark, or you're hoping for a little bit of something more within your current reality. If you are single, this is telling you that you are consciously and or unconsciously trying to manifest a partner. But you've got to ask yourself, you've got to understand that it's not just about attracting a mate. It's not just about attracting love or having more connection or more love. You've got to ask yourself, what are the consequences of that? What are the consequences of this attraction? What are the consequences of this draw, this connection that you have with another person that you are unconsciously manifesting? Are you, and I'm really going to be like putting myself out there today, but are you maybe pondering, thinking, wondering, wanting a connection with somebody from your past? Is that something that you're longing for? So even if you're in a relationship at the moment, are your emotions, are your heartstrings, are your thoughts maybe connected to another? So you've got to spend a bit of time thinking about that. What is this Lovers card speaking to you? What is its message to you? What are you unconsciously manifesting? Are you completely happy in your current situation? Are you subconsciously, unconsciously trying to manifest something different, someone different? Or are you just wanting to spice things up within your own current situation or reality? So that is what you are unconsciously manifesting. And you may actually be listening to me now going, what is this woman talking about? She's lost the plot completely. I'm going to urge you, spend a bit of time just thinking, pondering, just paying attention to the kind of thoughts that you're having and the kind of, I want to say, the kind of longing that you have in your heart space. Pay attention to that and see where it gets you. Okay, so that is what you are unconsciously manifesting in your life. This next card is going to show you how this is impacting in your current reality right now. So this is an unconscious state. It's one that you may not be aware of. This is how that is manifesting, or how it is impacting in your life right now. So let's have a look. We have got we have got the Page of Cups. So the Page of Cups, he's gorgeous. Okay, he is such a beautiful card. He's fun, he's lighthearted, he's carefree. He just, he's the kind of person who loves everybody unconditionally. He's charming, He's full of fun, he's full of love, he's full of zest for life, and you know, he just wants everybody to be happy. He just wants everybody to know love. I mean, he's even carrying around a little fishy in his cup, okay? So our page of cups, he's kind, he's gentle, he's soft-natured. He just, you know, he's the kind of person at a social gathering who would be making sure everybody has something to drink and something to eat, and that everybody's talking to somebody, and that everybody's got a smile on their face. And you know, he'd probably be the clown, making everybody laugh and making sure that everybody's having a good time. So what we have to understand when we now look at and compare these two cards together, this is Spirit saying to you, unconsciously you're wanting more love. Okay, how this is impacting on your life right now is that you may be chatting up, talking to, reacting to, responding to, longing for more. Okay, and you're trying to be, I'm going to say, a little bit more out there. You're trying to be more connected to people, more involved in people, and you're just sort of making sure that you are almost, if I can say, being seen, being heard, being noticed without even possibly even realizing it. Okay, so you've got to understand that if you've noticed that suddenly there's a lot more people smiling at you, a lot more people noticing you, a lot more people talking to you, just a lot more social interactions taking place in your life, it's because you are subconsciously, unconsciously manifesting new people, new situations, new connections into your life. Please understand, when I talk about these new connections, it may very well be romantic, but it may also just be attracting new energies and new people, new social interactions into your life. It doesn't always necessarily have to be love, although I am going to say, with the two cards together like this, there's a strong likelihood it's romantic. But it could be just wanting to spice up current relationship. Okay, right. So how is it impacting in your life right now? Well, you are being a little bit carefree, a little bit silly, a little bit lighthearted, a little bit jovial, a little bit fun, and a little bit almost, I want to say, playful. Okay, and you know, you're really putting yourself out there, and it's working for you. It really is working for you. Okay, so this is, I'm going to say, subconscious, unconscious, and this is how it's impacting your current reality. So you may even find your current partner saying to you, oh, you know, you're just being silly. You may notice your friends, your colleagues, your siblings, your parents, whatever, saying to you, you're just being silly. You know, that is also the kind of energy that I'm picking up off that. Our next question, our next card that we have here is, how is your outer world affecting your inner world? So this is your inner world and how it's impacted. Okay. Now we're going to look at your outer world and to see how it's impacting, affecting your inner world. So we're looking at it, that was from the inside out, and now we're looking from the outside in. Let's have a look and see what comes through for you. So your outer world is impacting, yeah, you see, life is tough right now. Life is really, really hard. You know, let's be honest, we're all working ourselves to death. We're all taking on more than we normally would, or normally should, or normally are capable of. We're all doing extra, doing too much, because we're so afraid that if we don't, we're not going to have the love. We're so afraid that if we don't put in extra hours, extra time, extra effort in everything that we do, we're so afraid that nobody's going to want us around, nobody's going to love us, nobody's going to care about us, and nobody's going to want us. So we're all feeling pretty overburdened. Okay, so your outer world, your physical reality, is pretty tough right now. You are struggling. You are really struggling. What I am happy to see with this particular card is that it's showing that you're not giving up. You're wanting casual, you're wanting happy, you're wanting simple, you're wanting carefree, but your reality is quite pretty tough. Okay, but you're persevering and you're pushing through, and you're rocking up every single day. You're not giving up. And that is something that we need to celebrate and acknowledge. As much as you are feeling completely and utterly overburdened, as much as you are feeling completely and utterly exhausted, and like, I just don't know if I have the energy to carry on, you are carrying on. And that is what we're going to hold on to. That is what we're going to take out of this, is the fact that you, even though it's tough, even though it's hard, you are still rocking up every day, doing what you need to do, and doing pretty well at it. Okay, again, Unconsciously, you just want to have a good time. You just want to spend time with good people, be loved, love unconditionally, be loved unconditionally. You want to be playful. You're wanting to just take things easy. You're wanting a little bit of a break. You're wanting a little bit of a reprieve from the burdens. But your outer world is your reality, your outer world. This is the inner. Your outer world, it's tough. It really is tough. So this is Spirit just acknowledging that, and acknowledging and letting you know that, you know what, well done for not giving up. The other thing that I want to just highlight with this particular card is there is home, okay? So he is returning home. He is carrying his burdens. He's done his hard day's work. He's done his labor. There is a tiny little house over there, which means it's in sight, which means it's close by, which means he's nearly there. So this is also the message for you here is don't give up, because you are so close to achieving everything that you want, everything that you need. It's nearly over. The struggles, the burdens, the difficulties, and the challenges are nearly over. So just persevere, persist a little bit longer. Your outer reality will actually turn around quite quickly, and then you can focus on all of this. All right. This last card that we have over here, this was just, I always like to get extra confirmation from Spirit, just an added extra something. So as much as we've looked at your inner, we've looked at your outer, we've looked at how your inner is manifesting or impacting in your life, this was about your outer world. Now I want to just say, you know what, Spirit, just give us a little bit extra. What else can we add to this? What other kind of little bit of inspiration and guidance does Spirit have to help you align these two? Because your inner and your outer are really very different, aren't they? Okay, I mean, here we're talking about love, we're talking about connection, we're talking about sharing your life with another person, and here we're saying, oh my gosh, I'm so exhausted, I just don't know if I can carry on anymore. So you can see how poles apart these are. They are completely opposite, and it's causing you to react in a simple way with regards to love connection. So Spirit, what else do you want us to know? What else do you have to add to this particular situation? Okay, and we have the devil. So the devil, I want you to notice the similarities between these two cards. Okay, we have got the same, I'm going to call them couple, all right? We have got the female and we have got the male energy. Both of them have this angel being between them. We have the angel of love and we have the angel of obsessions, the angel of addictions, the angel of compulsions, and the angel of control, okay? That's who that energy being is. We have got, these two are chained to this pillar, chained to each other, but they look quite happy, all right? She's got a tail of abundance. There she has the tree of abundance. He has got a tail of flames and fire, and behind him here is a tree of flames and fire. So as much as here we have positive, happy, good, this side is about thinking about it, wanting it, craving it too much. This is excess, okay? This is longing for, wanting to be this, wanting to have this connection in your life. And the devil card is saying, you know what, we need to make sure that we're not focusing too much on something. Now, I know I was comparing the similarities between the Lover's card and the Devil's card here, but this message from Spirit talks to this card as well as to this card. The Devil is basically saying to you, be very mindful, be very aware, be very conscious of your thoughts, of your behaviors, of your actions, of what you're doing and how you're doing it, and make sure that you're not going too deep, too far. All right. So with this card here, which is how is your outer world impacting or affecting your inner world, and it's about being overburdened. This card here, the devil card, is Spirit saying to you, don't obsess about that. Yes, you are doing well. Yes, you're rocking up every day and you're going through the motions. You're doing what you need to do, but don't focus on the burdens. All right. You need to also not only focus on relationships. You need to not only focus on love connections, and you also need to make sure that you're not always focused on other people's happiness. You actually need to bring balance into all your activities, bring balance into these two, and not allow one aspect of your life to control you, not allow one aspect to to really drive you, because actually you are a multifaceted being who is dealing with and coping with so many different aspects of life. But you do need to find that happy medium. And this is Spirit's way of just reminding you, don't put all your eggs in one basket. Don't focus only on one thing. It's about finding that balance in your life. Okay, so I now want to look at our oracle cards just to get, again, further clarity, further information, further inspiration from Spirit. I am going to look at this card first. It's got a picture on one side and it has got text on the other. So I'm going to try and take it out and turn it over without us seeing the text first. So I think what I'm going to do is do that and like that. Right. Was a bit of trickery, but I got it. Okay. So here we have, I mean, this Flower of Life cards. They're just absolutely exquisite. So you can see we've got, I love the colors that are coming through here because these colors are very soothing. They're very calming. You know, it's very... And I think that's what we need because of the burdens and because of the Devil card. It's basically saying to us, we need to chill, we need to relax. And this is incredibly soothing and incredibly relaxing. The message that we have here is freedom. Okay. And I want to just see if I can put it in so that you can see it. If you want to pause it and read it or write it down or screenshot it or whatever you can, you certainly are welcome to. But I am going to read the message to you. I just want to see if I can get it into focus. Okay, so it says, liberate yourself from the manifestations of the past, from what is often called tradition. Throw open the cupboard doors and reveal the skeletons and release the crystallized views of your ancestors that have manifested as your genes. Your genes are threads of reality formed by the power of your ancestors' thoughts and feelings. Let us say thank you to all who have come before us for their creations and all that they have lived. For in doing so, they gave you options and brought you to where you are now. When you were born, you arrived at the vibration of all that generation before you wanted. You are the manifestation of the expanded previous generation. Each generation's job is to expand even more for the sheer beauty and joy of it. It is the natural flow of life. Somehow, we allowed ourselves to become living statues, reenacting the experiences of the past, becoming a victim to this. Your genes are a blueprint formed by the past to give you a place. Sorry, I see we out of focus, sorry. Formed by the past to give you a place when you arrive. Your genes do not decide anything. You do. Liberate yourself and become who you are. You are powerful. How beautiful is that? Absolutely. I think you need to pause it. You need to read it again and you need to go through it. And you know what? I really do think there's something truly magical here. I'm going to put the card over there and bring that one up there. I'll turn that one over in a minute. What freedom is basically saying to you, and I think freedom talks so beautifully into this Devil card that we've got here, because this freedom is saying, you know, just because society says relationships have to be a certain way doesn't mean that you have to have that, be that, and only focus on that. You've got to recognize that you're carrying some heavy burdens in life at the moment, which are causing conflict within yourself, because that's what this is saying to us. There's this inner conflict of who you are versus who you want to be. And I think that's why this freedom card has come through, saying to you, liberate yourself from the manifestations of the past, from what is often called tradition. So traditional relationships, the way relationships are supposed to be traditionally, maybe doesn't work for you. And maybe that's exactly what's going on here unconsciously. Unconsciously, you're wanting something different from tradition. And I think you've got to allow yourself that and not carry this burden. I like this. Okay, so this reading really went in a completely different direction, but I think it makes sense. I think you will understand it, and I think it will certainly, in everybody's interpretation, will be slightly different, but I think it'll be completely relevant. Completely relevant. Let's have a look at our last oracle card just to see what message it brings. And Sacred Forest. Oh, look at the colors. We have got Bluebird, Spirit of Happiness. I love that. And just look at those colors. I mean, don't those colors just make, I mean, my nail just the same colors, you know. Don't those colors just make you completely happy? And what do we have down in the corner here? We have a beautiful little unicorn. down in the corner here. So you know what? Bluebird spirit is the bluebird of happiness, and it's saying to you that you deserve to be happy. Above all else, you deserve to be happy. Camera is not in focus. Bluebird energy is just confirming you deserve freedom, you deserve happiness, and you deserve to release yourself from these emotional burdens that are really holding you back and preventing you from having the happiness. Don't feel obligated. Don't feel like you're stuck. Don't feel like you have to do something that you really don't. Friends, this is an incredibly deep reading. I do hope that it resonates with you. I do hope that you can associate it to some aspect of your life and that it helps you to have some clarity and some understanding with whatever it is that you're going through right now. With love and blessings from my heart to yours. Until we connect again. Take care. Hello and welcome to those of you who chose bundle 2 as the bundle that has the message, the reading, the guidance, and the inspiration that you need in your life right now. As you can see, I have shuffled and laid out the cards. We've got the tarot deck over here, and I've got 2 oracle cards over here. I will show them right at the end. If you're curious as to what decks or what cards I'm using today, please, that information is in the intro. You're welcome to go and have a look there to see what the cards are that we're using today. Question or the theme today is looking at your inner versus your outer reality, and we're going to get that information here from the tarot, and then we will get some additional information from the oracle when we're done. We're going to start off with the first card. The question we're asking here is, what are you unconsciously manifesting in your life right now? Okay, so this is something that you may not necessarily be aware of, but this is the kind of question where you keep asking. I have a lot of clients who ask me, why does the same thing keep happening? Why do I keep attracting the same situations? Why do I keep having the same experiences? And it's because you are unconsciously manifesting it. So it's be quite interesting to see what it is that you are unconsciously manifesting. We'll then look at how that's impacting on your life right now, and then we will look at your outer world. So we're going to go inwards first, looking at what you are unconsciously manifesting. And to turn it over, we have the gorgeous, glorious Fool card. So it is card 0. It is the very first card of a tarot deck. And it is an exciting card because the Fool card talks about opportunities. It talks about adventure. It talks about stepping blindly into the future, about, just embarking on a whole new experience and a whole new journey without giving too much thought to what you're doing, how you're doing it, who you're doing it for, who you're doing it with, etc. So it's about blind faith, it's about trust, and it's about just stepping into a whole new reality. And this is something that you are unconsciously manifesting. So you're probably in your life at the moment, we're going to see exactly how this is impacting on you, but you might be just really wanting complete and utter change in your life. You may be wanting to just do everything completely differently, to just reinvent yourself, to reinvent your reality, to reinvent who you are and what you're doing. It's not that you're unhappy in your current reality. It's not that you are failing or unhappy or not content, but it's almost like you're just yearning for adventure. And I think, with what's happened in our world over the last many months, I think a lot of us are going to be in this position, aren't we? Where we're just wanting to step out. We're just wanting to step into the next phase of life, the next adventure, the next best thing. So that is what you are unconsciously manifesting. There's this desire within your soul to explore, to go beyond, to push boundaries, to push limits, and to just take that leap of faith and to live life to the fullest. What we do have to note with the Fool card is he has this tiny little dog with him, okay? And he's about to step off a cliff. We can't see what's beyond that. So as he steps off, we don't know if it's a 1 meter drop, or if it's a 20-meter drop, or a 200-meter drop, okay? We can't actually see what is beyond there. This little dog is trying to attract his attention. The little dog is barking and jumping up at him. He's not really minding his footing, okay? He's just whistling. I always see him or hear him whistling. He's just whistling and he's trusting that everything's going to be okay. And maybe he's being a little bit careless, maybe he's being a little bit reckless, but you know what? He doesn't have a care in the world, and he knows that everything's going to be okay. Even though there's this tiny little warning, the little dog is a little warning of saying, just be cautious. The dog is not saying stop, the dog is saying, just look where you're putting your feet. And this is unconsciously what you are really wanting in your life at the moment. Okay, let's have a look and see how this is impacting in your reality, how this unconscious desire, how it's impacting or manifesting or showing itself in your life at the moment. Okay, so what we have here is the Six of Swords. So the Six of Swords, it's still travel. We've got travel here and we've got travel here. Six of Swords is a very interesting card because it says, you know what, it says I'm going away. I'm leaving my current reality. It says I'm recognizing and choosing to move away from what causes pain, what causes hurt, and what causes discomfort. What we have here is we have a boat, obviously. We have got a mom and a child. I know it might be difficult to see on camera, but we have got a mom sitting in the boat and a child. These swords that we have around the two of them represent everything that's important and significant in their lives, okay? So they've taken all their worldly possessions. They've taken everything that's important and significant. They've climbed in a boat. They've asked this person to take them away, okay? So they're leaving behind their reality, their status quo, their life, and they're moving towards a different location, a different place, a different land. And there is hope that the new location, there is hope that where they end up is better than what they're leaving behind, but there's no guarantees. The other thing, when we look at this particular card, you can see that the waters are quite choppy and bumpy here, but over there it's calm because we're moving away from the bumpy, choppy waters and we want to move into the calm. So let's look at these two cards together. What are you unconsciously manifesting? A whole new life. How is it impacting in your life right now? Well, you may find yourself pulling away from, removing, moving away from people, situations, and circumstances that no longer feed your soul. Okay, so if you're wondering why, I want to say why you've lost contact with friends, or why your career or your job or your employment isn't going so great, if you find that there are challenges with people, with situations and circumstances, it's because unconsciously you're manifesting this and it's taking you on a journey. Both of these are about journey, but this unconscious mindset is creating an environment where you are moving away from whatever causes you, whatever doesn't bring joy into your life. Really, that's what I want to say, because you want joy. He's all about joy. He's all about the happy. He's all about the adventure. He's all about living life to the max. And anybody who's not prepared to do that for you, to be that, or to participate, you're like, I'm moving away. So if you find yourself pulling away from people, situations, or circumstances, understand that it is because you have unconsciously manifested it for yourself. This is not necessarily a bad thing, okay? But what we have to understand here is that you don't necessarily know where you're going to end up and if it's going to be better than where you were, all right? Just like he doesn't know, once he steps off this cliff, he doesn't know if the reality that's here is better than the reality of where he's come from. Okay, our third card. The third card we have here is sorry, this was looking at your inner reality, your unconscious, and how it's impacting on your reality. Now we're going to look at how is your outer world, how is your outer reality affecting this inner reality. So this is what your inner reality is doing to your physical. Now we're going to your outer reality to see how it's impacting on your inner world. And the card we have here is the gorgeous High Priestess card. Okay, so High Priestess, she's beautiful. She's not just physically, but just on every level. She's so calm, she's so centered, she's so grounded, she's so knowledgeable. You can see in her lap, she holds the scroll of knowledge. She has, and she's very centered, she's very balanced, she's very, she's got the abundance behind her of the pomegranate, she's got the crescent new moon in front of her by her feet. She's got everything she owns. She's about intuition. She's about trust, but inner trust, trust of self, okay? Trust of self, understanding of self, compassion of self, all of those kind of things. And this is the question we have here is, how is your outer world affecting your inner world? Well, you're knowing, you have this inner knowing that this change that you're going on is going to be great for you. Okay, because that's what the high priestess is saying. So how is your outer world impacting your inner world? Well, you're just trusting that everything's going to be okay. You're just trusting that everything's going to work out exactly as it needs to. And you know what? It absolutely will, because you believe. And if you believe, if you have that belief, if you have that faith, if you have that trust, if you have that inner confidence, because that's what she's about. She's about the inner confidence. And if you have that inner confidence, you actually cannot go wrong. It's doubt that causes failure. And there's no doubt here. When I look at all three of these, okay, one thing that I can say with absolute certainty is that there's no doubt here. We may be a little bit blind. We may be taking a chance, but we know it's going to be okay. And we know we actually have to do this. This is something that we can't not do. It's part of the plan. It's part of what we're going through in our life right now. So internally, unconsciously, you are manifesting a new life for yourself. How is it impacting on your life? It's forcing you and allowing you to move away from people, circumstances, and situations that don't fit in with your plan. How is your outer world impacting or affecting your inner world? You're just trusting, you're believing, and you know that it's going to be okay. And our last card here in the tarot is a message from your higher self. So what else does Spirit want to add, want to contribute, and want to confirm with the message that we have here for you? Let's see what we get. And how absolutely fabulous. So this is the Sun card. Okay, it's also a major arcana card, and the Sun card out of a tarot system. And sorry, I just want to point out, we have 3 major arcana cards in this particular reading, which also confirms and speaks of big life changes. Okay, so we're not talking about the day-to-day nitty-gritty stuff. We're talking about the big things, the big changes here. And this Sun card, as a message from your higher self, as a message from Spirit for you about this message, about this reading, the Sun card is the card of happiness, joy, success, abundance, achieving your goals, achieving greatness, having the happiness and the joy, having uncomplicated happiness in your life. So that is Spirit saying to you, whatever this unconscious change that you are manifesting, this moving away from people, situations, and circumstances, you know it's going to be right. And Spirit are confirming you've got it right. It's going to be okay. I love that. Absolutely love that. Right. I want to bring these cards down to the bottom so that I have a bit of space on camera. We're now going to have a look at the oracle cards, and I'm going to start with the card at the back. Now, the card at the back, it typically has got a picture on one side and text on the other. So I want to try and show you the picture without revealing the text. So I'm doing a little bit of quick hand movements here, just so that we don't see that card. Actually, I want to move that one. That one needs to live up there. All right. So look at what we have. And isn't that just so applicable and appropriate for the message that we've said? So here we have 2 birds that are obviously in flight. They are obviously flying, which means that they are moving from A to B, which is what this card was saying to us, moving from A to B, embarking on new journeys. And that's exactly what they're doing. They're heading off in a different direction to experience a different reality, to find themselves probably some food, better shelter, whatever it is that they need. And they are trusting that the winds are taking them, because it doesn't look like they are actively flapping, although I know you can't really see that in a picture, but they're just going with the flow, and they're just allowing the winds to take them. They are using what's available, using what's right there for them to arrive at wherever they need to be, and they are just trusting that it's going to be okay. Right, I'm going to turn it over and let's see the message that comes with it. Soulmates. Okay, so it says a lover comes into your life to reflect your love and your higher self. The higher purpose of relationships is to mirror the love that you are and melt away any walls or resistance to love. Love is a state of being, of balance. It reminds you of your completeness, the wonderment of a whole you. Breathe love in and out, in and breathe love out. Sorry, breathe love in and breathe love out. Make a conscious effort to be a lover of life, and you will feel like you are making love in every moment of your life. Being in love is your natural state of being, and in this space, you will meet the souls of others who have awakened their heart centers. I think that is beautiful. I don't know if you want to pause, if you want to screenshot, if you want to copy it, if you want to do whatever, but I do think that message is so appropriate, so appropriate. And let's now bring it into context of what we've looked at here. So soulmates talks about love, okay? And it's love of self, it's love of life, it's love of others. And I think that's exactly what our full card is talking about. This new journey, this new experience, this new whatever that he's embarking on. He's doing it with a spring in his step, love in his heart, happiness, and he's knowing he's moving towards love. He's making a conscious effort to be a lover of life. That's what he's doing. And even here, when we move away from people, situations, and circumstances, we're doing it from a place of love. We're not doing it from a place of running away. We're not doing it from a place of abandonment. We're not doing it from a place of jealousy or any kind of negative emotion. Actually, this is done through the energy and the emotion of love. And the high priestess, she is about intuition, she's about emotion, she's about feeling, she's about all of that kind of stuff. And everything that she does comes from a place of love. And again, the Sun card, it's all about love, it's all about happiness. The sentence here really stands out to me. Make a conscious effort to be a lover of life, and you will feel like you are making love in every moment of your life. And that is exactly the message that's come through here with these four cards. I think this is just absolutely fantastic. I want to have a look at our last oracle and see what we've got here. We have got Dragonfly Spirit, and its message is change. Can you see that? Its keyword is change. So I love the colors. This deck has got the most exquisite colors, really, really beautiful. Dragonfly energy is the energy of change, okay? Dragonflies, they can move in and change direction and what they're doing and how they're doing it and who they're doing it with really, really quickly. And this is, again, here is the change card. Here is the change card. This is the inner knowing, the trust and know and believing that everything is going to be okay. But you've got to do everything from a place of love. If you have love in your heart, in your mind, in your soul, and in your step, you will have the happiness, the joy, and the success that you want and that you deserve. But you have to be open to change. You have to allow change to happen in your life. If you don't allow change to happen in your life, you're not ever going to find your soulmate. And your soulmate is you. You are your own soulmate. You've got to be in love and happy and content with who you are, with the person that you are. And it's time to move away. So, friends, I think this is just such a phenomenal message. And I think it doesn't matter who you are, it doesn't matter what you're going through, this is going to be applicable in your life. It's time. It's time that you embarked. Allow your unconscious manifestation to become a physical manifestation. You know that this is the right time. You know that this is exactly what you want to do. We're not saying kick everybody out. We're not saying be brutal. We're not saying that, but we're saying the change has to come from you, and the change is love. That's it. That is the only thing that you have to do is love. Find love, be love, share love, give love, receive love. And isn't it? I've just noticed I'm using my little heart candle today, which is all about love. So, friends, with love and blessings from my heart to yours. Until we connect again, take care. Hello and welcome to those of you who chose bundle 3 as the bundle that has the message, the reading, the guidance, and the inspiration that you need in your life right now. So as you can see, I have shuffled and laid out the cards. I have got the tarot laid out, and I've got 2 oracle decks over there. If you want to know what decks or what cards I'm using, all that information is in the intro of the video, so you can go and see that info over there. Today we're looking at the differences, or comparing your inner versus your outer reality. So what's happening unconsciously, what's happening internally, what's happening externally, and how they are being impacted. So we've got 4 questions that I have got written out, and we've got 4 cards that are tarot decks or tarot cards that are going to give us that answer. And then afterwards we're going to have a look at some oracle just for extra clarity, extra confirmation, and extra guidance from spirit. So the first question that we have is, what are you unconsciously manifesting in your life right now? And the reason why I started off with this particular question is because I hear a lot from my clients where they say, why am I having these repeated situations or repeated, problems or challenges in life? Why does everything seem to be repeated cycles? And it's because you are unconsciously manifesting something. So it's important to try and identify what it is that you are unconsciously manifesting in your life right now. Then we're going to have a look at how that's impacting this unconscious manifestation. How is it actually impacting on your life right now? We're then going to have a look at what is happening in your outer world and how that's impacting on your inner world. So we're going internal, how it's impacting external, external, and how it's impacting internal. So we're going to go full circle there. And then finally, we're going to get some additional confirmation from spirit. Really very interesting reading indeed, and I can't wait to see what comes through with this particular one. And once we've read the 4 tarot cards, we will then look at the 2 oracle cards that we've got over here. So let's get straight into it. What are you currently unconsciously manifesting in your life? Let's have a look and see what we've got. We have got the death card. Okay, and I know everybody panics. Oh my gosh, death, death, death. But I get excited. Death card is, to me, it's a fabulous card, and it's a card I actually wish we saw more of in tarot readings, because life is all about change. The only constant in life is change. And that's what this death card is. This death card is the card of change. That's what it is. It's not about dying, okay? But we have to understand, in order for certain aspects of our life to evolve, we have to have those certain aspects sort of come to an end. It's just like when you are finishing with your education and you want to enter in the job market, your education has to end, die, in order for your career to birth. Okay, pregnancy has to come to an end in order for you to have a child. By the pregnancy ending, we're not talking about the child dying, not at all. But you are no longer pregnant. The pregnancy is dead. You are now a parent. You are now a mother. You now have a child. Okay, so we mustn't be afraid of death. In order for you to let's do something as simple as upgrade your vehicle, upgrade your car. You have to hand over, sell, or get rid of the first car. So the first car in your world, in your life, that first car has to die before you can take over the new car, unless you're lucky enough to just keep buying cars and end up owning so many. But sometimes in life we have to retire certain aspects and certain things and certain parts of ourselves before we have capacity to take on anything new. So this is what you are unconsciously manifesting in your life. This is telling you that you are desperate, and I use that word cautiously but on purpose. You are ready, you are desperate, and you are keen and enthusiastic for major change in your life. You're longing for it, you're wanting it, you're actually unconsciously manifesting it. Okay, and this change, it may be in your career, it may be relationship, it may be health, it may be finances, it may be social circles, it may just be life in general. Okay, that what it is that you are wanting to change is up to you. Well, when I say that, you are unconsciously manifesting it, but each person watching this video right now, getting this reading, receiving this message, what you're manifesting and what you're unconsciously wanting to change will be different for each one of you. Okay, so I can't say everybody watching this video, the change that you are unconsciously manifesting is with this one area of life. You'll have to determine for yourself what aspect of your life, and we're going to find out from the rest of it what it is, and you will have that epiphany. But you have to understand that unconsciously you are manifesting major change in your life. So if you've been wondering why you are suddenly drawn to a completely different career path or a completely different relationship, or you suddenly like things that you never used to like, or you're suddenly craving things that you have never craved before. It's because of this unconscious manifestation of change that you are currently going through. And we need to embrace this. I really want to encourage you to actually embrace this, to take it on, hold it near, hold it dear, and work it, use it, because this change is really going to be positive. Let's have a look and see this unconscious desire for change. How is it impacting in your current reality? What's happening in your current life at the moment because of this unconscious manifestation? And what we have here is the gorgeous and the beautiful and the fabulous Ten of Pentacles. I get excited. Ten of Pentacles is about abundance. It's about financial, physical, material abundance. Okay. Ten of Pentacles says to you that you have everything that your heart desires and then some. So this change, you may find yourself at the moment wanting to focus more on the material possessions, wanting to focus more on money, on pretty things, on pretty home, on nice cars, nice clothing. Your focus has shifted to be more physical, and you know what? That's okay. There are going to be, people say to you, you mustn't be greedy, you mustn't be selfish, but actually have at it. Have at it. You deserve this. And this is actually what you are unconsciously manifesting. So if you're finding yourself, saying no to something because it's not good enough for you or not fancy enough for you, and if you're wanting, like you have this urge and this desire to want bigger, better, that's because you are unconsciously manifesting it. So allow it, accept it, and welcome it into your life. It's not bad. It's not selfish. It's not negative at all. But you have to allow it to happen. Okay, I think that's fab. I'm loving that. I'm absolutely loving that. And don't get caught up or stuck up on the fact that this is the dreaded death card. Like I said, we need to embrace it. Can you see the sun's coming up? I know it's tiny and you won't necessarily see it on camera, but the sun's coming up. It's the dawn of a new day, and each day gives you the opportunity for a new life, new adventures, new opportunities. And you deserve this because that's the Ten of Pentacles. Ten of Pentacles says you have money is flowing. Okay, opportunities, situations, and circumstance. There is flow in your life that you have manifested. So accept it, welcome it, and do not feel guilty. That is what I'm getting from these two, is that you should not be feeling guilty about the success, the happiness, the joy that you have in your life right now. Right. On to our third card. And this card is, so that was your, what are you unconsciously manifesting? How is the unconscious manifestation impacting on your physical reality? And here we're looking at how your physical reality is impacting on your inner world. Okay, so we're going to have a look at how is your outer world impacting or affecting your inner world. Let's see what we get. We have got the Strength card. And the Strength card is telling you that you're recognizing, and you are realizing that you are stronger than you think you are, that you thought you were. Okay? You're realizing that you have this inner strength within you, this inner strength to tame a lion. You have this inner strength within you to overcome any challenges, to overcome any obstacles, to overcome any problems, and to actually enjoy a really good life. You can achieve anything that you set your mind to. That's what you are suddenly realizing. So how is your outer world impacting your inner world? Well, you're just suddenly having success. Things are working well for you. Anything that you set your mind to, you can achieve. But if you haven't set your mind to it, you're not going to achieve it. So you need to recognize your outer world. You are stronger and more capable than you realize. And that's where this change is going to come through. So this is stunning. Lovely, lovely. And I'm not saying that every one of you who chose this particular bundle doesn't have problems in life. That's not what we're saying at all. You may have challenges. You may have problems. I mean, let's be honest, life is pretty hard at the moment for everybody. But if you set your mind right and allow the change, opportunities, abundance, plentiful opportunities will be there so that you can find the courage within yourself to achieve the greatness, to achieve everything that you desire. Okay, on to our fourth card. And this fourth card here. So we sort of understand where we're at, what's happening internally, what's happening externally, where it's going to take us, where it's going to lead us. What I wanted here with this fourth card is just a confirmation from Spirit, just Spirit to acknowledge and to contribute and add to this, and to just give us the confirmation and the affirmation that it's right, that it's going to work out. So this is a message from Spirit, a confirmation card that this, what we've covered, what we've read, and how we've interpreted this is actually correct. Let's have a look and see what additional message do we get from Spirit. We get the Six of Pentacles. So we've got lots of money cards happening here. Six of Pentacles is an interesting card because the Six of Pentacles is about, this is the person that represents you, and these are people who are coming to you for help and guidance. He's got his scale over there, okay, and he's sort of weighing up his money. He's sort of measuring and weighing up his money to see how much extra he has, and he is sharing his extra. He is sharing his abundance. He is helping others who come seeking help. These two people here, they're not of the same status as him. They are not of the same caliber, if I can use that phrase, as he is. And he is helping. So this is the card of helping others. So I think the message from Spirit here for you is that the change that you are unconsciously manifesting, the opportunities that are presented there for you, the conviction, the strength, and the stamina that you have to achieve this, it's not about selfishness. It's about recognizing that as much as you are successful and have all this opportunity for change, for positive change and abundance, you are the kind of person who will always continue to be there for and to help other people in their time of need. So we know, because a lot of people will resist this in their own lives because they're afraid of being selfish. They're afraid of being self-centered. And they're afraid of being perceived as somebody who only thinks about themselves and not somebody who thinks about other people. And the truth of the reality is you are this person. And you will always give to share and help and inspire and guide other people. So understand that if you allow this positive abundance and manifestation to come through for you, you will use that not only for your own good, but for the good of others as well. Okay, so just in case you've got a little bit of guilt, a little bit of those kind of thoughts creeping in, this is Spirit saying to you, no, actually, you know what? You need to accept this abundance. You need to accept this prosperity. You need to accept these changes because you can then do more for others. Okay, so if you need to use that as an excuse to allow this change and abundance to come through in your life, so be it. But understand that that is who you are. All right, I'm going to move these cards just towards the bottom of the screen so that I have a little bit more space, because I now want to look at the oracle cards that we have over there. But I want you to keep those cards visible. All right, so looking at the oracle cards, this card that we have at the back here is the first one I want to look at. It's got a picture on the one side and text on the other. So I want to flip it over to look at the picture without revealing this card or the other. So we're going to do a little bit of trickery there. So look at the beautiful flowers that we have that I love. I don't know what these flowers are called. I'm not very good with flowers, but isn't it just pretty? And again, I get such a kind of tranquil kind of a feeling or energy from these flowers. It looks so peaceful, looks so calming, it looks so gentle, and it looks so delicate. And I think the delicacy, is that a word? The delicateness of this card is what I want to add on to the reading that we've covered here, because this change, it is a delicate situation. The fact that you want to help other people, the fact that you need to be there for others, it's a very delicate balance between greed and assisting others. And I think that's what I'm getting from this image. But let's see the text. Let's turn the card over and read its message. It's about balance. Of course it is. Right, let's read the message. It says, for you to fulfill your potential, to become all that you can be in every moment, you must be in balance. Otherwise, you are resisting life and creating tension. This resistance and tension are needed to a certain extent for anything to expand, grow, and become more. Learn to recognize the resistance rather than let it run you. Anything you don't like, sense it, feel into it, and the next logical action step will present itself. This step will move you in the direction of your potential, your dreams and your desires. Take a deep, gentle breath and thank whatever has moved you out of balance. Say to yourself, thank you. Thank you for showing me what I really don't want and reminding me to come back to my balanced place where I will be inspired to create what I do want. I am willing to experience all things, for in doing so, I become clearer with my highest loving path. Namaste. I love that. I love that. And you know what? I think this message of balance, this message of acceptance and understanding is just exactly what I was trying to say to you with all of these cards. Okay. So I'm going to put the balance there. I do think, very important to read that again, to take it in again. So, rewind the video, go back to when it was clear on screen, pause it, screenshot it, do whatever you need to. But this is exactly what's going on here. And again, we've all been conditioned and programmed as human beings that when we have abundance in our life, that we're not in balance, that, we're greedy, we're self focused, self-centered, etc. But actually, no. And for all of you that are watching this who chose bundle 3, please understand that this abundance, it's yours, it's your birthright, and it's what's going to give you the balance that you desire. Okay, I think that's a really significant, important, fabulous, fabulous message. Actually, just in case it wasn't in focus, let's see if we can get the message in focus. Right, so if you want to pause, if you want to reread, if you want to write it down, there it is for you. Okay. Right, now let's have a look at our last oracle card and let's see what message it has for us. And it is the Bluebell Fairy. And the Bluebell Fairy is gratitude. You know what I say, guys? I can't make this stuff up. Isn't it just fabulous? Absolutely fabulous. And look how she's got all of this energy raining down on her, all of this abundance and positive energy completely and utterly raining down on her. And all she is saying thank you. And that's all you need to do in this reading, is accept the changes, allow the changes, work with the changes, because you deserve it. I love this. Friends, with humble gratitude and blessings, with love, from my heart to yours, until we connect again, take care.